sweet potatoes. They're not related to the potato, only distantly, and they're not related to the yams, maybe distantly, but they are sweet potatoes because they don't have a lot of starch and they taste sweeter than any other potato. So we're going to talk about the fresh ones today, but I wanted to show you what you can get off the shelf. Down here I have the sweet potatoes that are done in heavy syrup. Has lots of sugar, absolutely delicious. Then we have this one that's done in the light sugar, so it has less calories. I think it's about 30 calories less. And you can tell they're all going to have a little sugar in them. And then this is a surprise here because this is called orange mango juice. But if you read the ingredients, it says it contains sweet potato puree. So this is another way to have sweet potatoes, and there wasn't the only juice that had the sweet potato puree in it. You can also sometimes get them in with other vegetables, and I have to say you can see that mostly down in the southern states where the sweet potato is the potato of the cultures. But we're going to focus on our sweet potato today, the fresh one. Now, some people actually eat this raw, and I have eaten it raw, and it's very good. So I'm going to show you how to do that first. I'm going to take, sweet potatoes come, as you see, big and thin. And if you're going to make the ones that are raw for people to eat, I would use the thinner one. So take it here, and then I cut off the two ends. And I have washed this before. I just wanted it to be dry for what we're doing here today. And then you want to take a knife and you want to peel it. Now this, if you can see the color of this, this is just gorgeous. Now as you can see, peeling a sweet potato is hard to do before you cook it. It is not, well, it's one of those that seems to be kind of glued to its meat. Now there are some people that believe you should eat the skin. I find the skin rather tough. Sweet potatoes don't always seem to have some kind of little divot in them or growth. They don't have eyes like white potatoes. So we're going to pretend like I've peeled this whole thing, or you're going to leave some of the skin on for those people that like the skin. And then all you do is slice it into thin pieces. This is one of the most beautifully colored ones I've seen in a long time. But you notice they are wet. You can see that they still have a liquid in them, that they're wet. They don't have as much starch as white potatoes. Now, believe it or not, there is a white sweet potato, and it is treated just like white baked potatoes. So this is what you can put on your display and people can eat it. It is gorgeous color. Very nice. Now, the other thing you can do is you can leave the skin on or take it off, and you can cut them into rounds. And the reason why I usually cut them into rounds is because it's easy. And you know, I'm that person that thinks you should cook the easy way. And then we can melt some butter in the pan. And then we can just saute these. Now, to saute them takes a little while because they are full of starch. I mean, they don't have as much starch as sweet potatoes. I mean, as regular potatoes, but they do have some. There's about 15 to 20% starch, I believe. And as you can see from the color, they have vitamin A, because orange is one of the vitamin A colors. And then they have beta carotene. And so we're going to let these saute here for a few minutes, and I'm going to show you how to do a baked sweet potato. Got those on there going. Okay, now, before the show, I baked this sweet potato. Now, there's two ways to bake a sweet potato. You can put it in the oven, and it takes about 45 minutes. Or you can put one this small in the microwave. It took me 5 minutes, and then I let it sit for 5 more minutes. I want to show you what's inside. Clean off the spot here. And what you do is you cut them lengthwise. And the reason why you want to do that is because you now have the option of putting this on somebody's plate. They can add butter to it, and they can just eat it like this right out of the shell. Or your other option is to scrape it away. And as you can see, once you've cooked one, the peeling comes right off. The peeling is not next to the meat anymore. So you just peel this out, and you put this on a plate or in a bowl, and you can add some brown sugar. You could add, ooh, the best thing to add, I think, is to add the little marshmallow and just melt them up. So this is what you could do, and you could mash this up and serve it. And you just see the skin is just left behind, except for little places here and there. Okay, now this is a very small sweet potato. It's not very big. This is actually about 3 servings of sweet potatoes. So you just mash it up and you could eat it like a side dish. Okay. Now look at that. It just peeled right off. I didn't have to peel that. You know me, the easy cook. I want to do it the easy way. Now, the other thing to do is that you can, and this one's still pretty hot. I cooked this one in the microwave, and as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. Not much. It took about 8 minutes in the microwave. And how did I get it in the microwave and get it cooked so fast? I just punch a couple holes in here with a fork. Can't see them anymore. And I stick them in the microwave. And I do it 5 minutes at a time. And, ouch, it's hot. Now this one, you can take that meat, you can mix it with white potatoes, you can mix it with carrots, and make a new mashed dish. And that is actually very good. Oh, it's so tasty. It's a good way to blend it in with other vegetables. Okay, now over here our sauteing is going on. These come out tasting like a chip at a certain point. You just have to kind of wait till you like the taste. But you know, since you can eat them raw, you can eat them at any time. You can add salt to these and make it like a, see this one's turning brown. And these are nice because then it keeps, you don't cook it as much and it doesn't become mashable so much as just cooked through and made it hot. So this is another way to do it. Sweet potato is one of my favorite foods. It is so nutritional. Go to my website and find out a lot more about the sweet potato, especially the selection of them. Because when you're going through the store, you want to be sure that they are smooth. They don't have a lot of dings in them. Even some of them will still have some of the little white roots on them. But you want to be sure they're smooth and shiny and that they're still holding together. Because sweet potatoes are very nutritious.